This is a video by Rich Pin. Today we are replacing a automotive battery. Well, most of you are going to say, automotive battery? What's so hard about that? Well, maybe some of you don't realize that every time you remove the battery, you remove the information that's stored into the vehicle computer. And there is some information in there that is very important. There are these little things called IM monitors, which you cannot get a sticker if they're not set. They will set, but sometimes it takes very long for them to set. And another thing, there is fuel trim data that is stored in there that helps you get good gas mileage. And once that wipes off, the computer has to relearn the engine. That takes a little bit of time, and in the meantime you're losing gas mileage. Let me show you a little scan of the fuel trim and show you. Here's a scan tool. We'll do a little scan for you. See these things up here? These are your IM monitors. When the battery is disconnected, you lose those. They will reset, but some, like this evap one over here, take very long time. Now let's check the live data. See this right here? STFT, LTFT, that's short-term fuel trim, long-term fuel trim. These are very important items here, and they will all be lost when you remove the battery. So we want to save those fuel trim readings right there. So I'm going to show you how you can save those when you change the battery today. Now here is the item we're going to be using to save the memory in the computer. This is my homemade memory saver. You can buy these. What it consists of is a transformer that plugs into the AC outlet, and what it does is this converts the 110 AC alternating current into the 12 volt DC current that your automobile uses. That's the transformer, and then inside the line here will be a diode, and what the diode does is it prevents any voltage from going back up the wire to the transformer. And of course we have this piece right here that plugs into the cigarette lighter. So that's the memory saver. Now to make sure we can use our memory saver, we want to test the socket we're going to be using it into. Remove our lighter, and a good tester for that is something like this, which is the charger and wire to a GPS navigator. See this? It has a little on light right there. So we'll plug that in, and if that socket is live, which we need it to be, that light will light up. Hopefully you can see that. The light is on, so that socket is live. So we can proceed by using our memory saver. Now when you get your new battery, pay close attention to your terminals. If it had top post terminals, you need a tool like this. It has a wire brush inside and a wire brush right here that you would use to clean the terminals of the battery. Now this being a side post battery, it's a little different. Now if you look at this one right here, you can see there is oxidization on it. So we need to clean that. Just like that. We want it nice and clean for our terminals. So we want to do that to both terminals. Alright, we're going to take our memory saver, plug it in, and now plug the other end into the cigarette lighter socket. Just like that. Alright, our memory saver is all plugged in, so we're ready to go. Now, this being a side post battery, we need some tools to remove the cables. Now, you always want to start with the black negative cable. Always remove that one first. Now, don't use an open end wrench like this. Too much slop. Now, this is 8mm, so you can use a box wrench, but it's 12 points. Okay, now the better scenario would be a small ratchet with a 6-point socket. But the best tool to use is this one right here. This is a dedicated side terminal battery wrench. It's insulated up the handle, has a 6-point socket in it. So that's the one we're going to use. So let's start with the negative cable and remove that. Once you get it loose, a lot of times you can just remove it by hand. Like that. Now for the positive terminal. Now we have our battery saver on there, so we don't want this positive cable to touch anything. Make sure it doesn't touch ground. Now we can remove our battery. Here's our new battery. Okay. Let's put the positive cable on first. Start it by fingers, because it's very easy to cross thread those. Alright, let's tighten this one up all the way. Okay, nice and tight. Put that cap back on. Now we can put our negative cable on. Start it by hand. There we go. Battery is all on. Now we can disconnect the memory saver. Now we're going to do a scan to show you that the memory saver saved all the information in the computer. See that? Our IM monitors are all intact. And if we had not put that memory saver there, all those would be gone. And you would see this light down here in the yellow showing that there is no memory in the computer. One last thing about the battery, they all have a lifespan. This particular one is a 5-year battery. Now, in 2008, I bought the battery. Here we are 5 years later. She's still working fine, but I want to replace it before it goes bad. Do you want to be the person that's out there in the middle of who knows where? Turn the key, click, click, click. Replace them before they go bad. See, this one has a sticker right here. July 13. When you do your oil changes, keep track of that date. If you don't have a sticker, just remember where your slip is. Check it. Make sure you replace them before they go bad. So that's all there is to replacing an automotive battery.